A janitor in Vermont died with literally $8 million in the bank. No lottery ticket, no rich uncle, no secret OnlyFans. He pumped gas, swept floors, and wore a flannel jacket held together by safety pins for 40 years. And when he died, his neighbors found out he'd been quietly worth more than most of their bosses. Meanwhile, you're out here making 3 times what he made, eating ramen that costs more than his entire grocery budget, and your bank account looks like a phone number with the area code missing. So what did Ronald Reed know that your finance bro cousin with the Tesla lease doesn't? Well, spoiler, it's not a stock tip. It's not crypto. It's not a side hustle that requires you to sell vitamins to your aunt on Facebook. It's something so boring, so unsexy, so painfully simple that almost nobody actually does it. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to copy his playbook on a minimum wage paycheck. Yes, even yours. Yes, even with rent. Yes, even in this economy. Buckle up, we're about to make math sexy, or at least tolerable. Number 1, the compounding cheat code nobody uses. Now, for starters, here's the thing nobody tells you when you're broke. Getting rich isn't about how much you make. It's about how long you let your money sit there and have babies. Compound interest is basically the only legal pyramid scheme on Earth. And the wildest part is you're allowed to be at the top of it. The way it works is stupid simple. You put money somewhere. That money earns money. Then that money earns money. And then the money that the money made starts making money. It's like a financial group chat that never stops adding people. Here's a number that should physically hurt you. If you invest just $100 a month starting at age 22 and you average a normal stock market return, you'll have around $400,000 by the time you're 62. $100. That's 2 DoorDash orders. That's one night out where you only had a couple drinks and then woke up to a $78 bar tab and a chicken sandwich receipt you don't remember buying. But here's the part that'll make you scream into a pillow. If you wait just 10 years and start at 32 instead, that same $100 a month gets you about $170,000. You lost over $200,000 by hitting snooze for a decade. $200,000. That's a house in most states. That's I never have to look at the price of avocados again money. Gone. Vaporized because you wanted to start next year. Time is the actual asset, not money. Money you can always make more of. Time is the one thing the billionaires are fighting cryogenic freezers and stem cell research to get back, and you're sitting on a mountain of it scrolling TikTok. Now I know what you're thinking. Cool story, but I make $12 an hour, and my landlord just raised my rent because he saw a leaf change color. Fair. Completely fair. Which is why the next part is where this gets surgical, because there's a specific number that changes everything, and most people have never heard of it. Number 2, the 1% rule that breaks the brain. Look, forget saving 20% of your income. Forget the damn YouTube finance gurus screaming at you to live in a van. We're starting at 1%. 1% of your paycheck. That's it. That's the whole opening move. If you make $400 a week at minimum wage, 1% is $4. 4. You spend more than that, accidentally tipping twice on the same Uber. You can find that in the couch cushions of a 2009 Honda Civic. Here's why this works when nothing else does. Your brain is a lazy roommate who refuses to change. The second you try to save 20% of your paycheck, your brain throws a tantrum, orders Chipotle, and treats itself because you were so good this week. But 1%, your brain doesn't even notice. It's like sneaking vegetables into a kid's mac and cheese. You're tricking the system. Then every 3 months, you bump it up by 1%. 3 months later, 2%. 3 months after that, 3%. By the end of the year, you're saving 4% and you didn't even feel it happen. By year 3, you're at 12%, and your friends are wondering why you're suddenly doing well when you all work the same job. This is exactly what behavioral economists call habit stacking, and it's the same reason gyms make you sign up in January knowing damn well you'll quit in February. Big changes fail. Tiny changes that nobody notices, those compound, just like the money. But wait, let me pause real quick and say that if you're actually serious about building real wealth through digital products, AI, assets, and not just watching videos about it, join the Stealth Wealth Society right now. Once you become a member, you'll get complete access to the entire Stealth Wealth store and all of our other courses. So if you've been meaning to level up, this is your window now. The link's in the pinned comment and description below. But anyways, just remember this. Saving means nothing if you're putting that money in the wrong place. And this is where 90% of people on minimum wage shoot themselves in the foot, because there's one specific account that turns your $4 into a small army, and most people have literally never opened it. Number 3, the account that prints money while you sleep. If your money is sitting in a regular checking or savings account, you are getting financially robbed in broad daylight. Big banks pay you about 0.01% interest. That's not a typo. That's the bank looking you dead in the eye and going, "Thanks for the loan, here's a Tic Tac." Meanwhile, inflation is eating your money like it's a free buffet. Every year, your dollars buy less. So if your money isn't growing, it's actually shrinking. You're not saving. You're slowly setting cash on fire in slow motion. Here's what you actually want. Open up what's called a Roth IRA. Don't run. The name sounds fancy, but it's literally just a special kind of investment account that the government legally cannot tax when you take the money out at retirement. Rewind that back. The IRS, the same people who will hunt you down for owing $80, will let your money grow tax-free in this account. They basically forgot to lock the back door. You can open one in about 12 minutes on your phone with apps like Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. Once it's open, you put your money in something called an index fund. The most famous one tracks the 500 biggest companies in America. So when you buy it, you're basically owning a tiny slice of Apple, Google, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and like 496 other companies all at once. You become a tiny landlord of corporate America. Historically, this thing returns about 10% a year on average. Not every year, some years it tanks, some years it moons, but on average 10%. Compare that to your savings account. 10% versus 0.01%. That's the difference between a Lamborghini and a tricycle with a flat tire. Okay, so you've got the account. You've got the 1% habit. You're feeling smart. You're feeling powerful. You're about to do the thing that destroys 99% of people who try this, and it's not what you think. Number 4, the lifestyle inflation trap. Let's be real. The second you get a raise, your dumb monkey brain wants to upgrade everything immediately. Bigger apartment, newer car, the fancy oat milk in the glass bottle that costs $9 and somehow tastes worse than the regular one. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's the silent assassin of every paycheck-to-paycheck millionaire wannabe. Think about it. Why is it that someone making $40,000 a year and someone making $400,000 a year both somehow feel broke? It's because every time the income goes up, the expenses go up to match. It's like running on a treadmill that secretly speeds up every time you start jogging faster. You're sweating, you're working harder, but you're in the exact same spot. Sometimes a worse spot, because now you have a Range Rover payment and HOA fees. The play is brutal, but it works. When you get a raise, pretend you didn't. Live exactly the same life. Send the entire raise straight into your investment account before you even see it hit your checking. Set it up to auto-transfer the second your paycheck lands. You can't spend money you never see. It's the financial version of out of sight, out of mind. There's a couple in Seattle, both teachers, total household income about $90,000. They retired at 43. 43. Their secret wasn't a windfall or an inheritance. They lived for 15 years. Like they were still making 50 grand even after they were making 90. They literally pretended their raises didn't exist. Now they spend their days hiking, and their former coworkers are still grading papers about the Civil War for the 18th year in a row. Now, this leads us straight into the most controversial part of this whole video, because there's a category of expense in your life right now that's draining you faster than anything else, and you've been gaslit your entire life into thinking it's necessary. Spoiler, it's not. Number 5, the car payment is a crime. A few years ago, I found out that the average American car payment is now over $700 a month. $700. Come on now, that's almost a mortgage in some states. People are out here financing $80,000 trucks to drive to a job that pays them $45,000. Hell, the math isn't mathing. Here's the savage truth. A car is a depreciating asset. The second you drive it off the lot, it loses about 10% of its value. By year 5, it's worth about 40% of what you paid. You bought a brand new SUV for $50,000? Congratulations. In 5 years, it's worth 20 grand and you've paid the bank about $65,000 for it after interest. You just lit $45,000 on fire to look cool in the Target parking lot. Get a used Toyota or Honda for 10 grand. Pay cash if you can, or finance it for the shortest term possible. They run forever. We're talking 300,000 miles forever. The guy in the $8 million story drove a 2007 Toyota Yaris. The car cost less than most people's wedding photographer. It got him to work for 15 years. The $1,500 a month you're not spending on a luxury car payment, plus insurance, plus premium gas, plus that one fancy car wash subscription. Throw it in the index fund. In 30 years, that's about $3.4 million. So your choice is genuinely this. Look fancy now and be broke at 65, or drive a slightly dorky car now and retire as a multimillionaire. Pick one. There is no third option no matter how much TikTok tells you there is. Okay, so we've handled the savings, the account, the lifestyle, the car. You'd think we're done. But there's one more piece, and honestly, it might be the most important thing in this entire video, because all of this falls apart without it. Number 6, the boring emergency fund that saves your life. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. Before you invest a single dollar, you need a stupid little safety net. 3 to 6 months of basic expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account, not in stocks, not in crypto, not under your mattress next to the Pop-Tarts. A boring FDIC-insured, slightly better than average savings account. Why? Because life is going to punch you in the face. It's not a question of if, it's when. Your car breaks down, your tooth cracks, your dog eats a Lego and needs surgery, your boss restructures the team, which is corporate for, you're fired, but we don't want to say it. Without an emergency fund, every one of these problems becomes a credit card disaster that hits you with 24% interest. And now you're paying interest while you're trying to earn interest, which is like trying to fill a swimming pool with the drain open and a leaf blower pointed at it. A high-yield savings account these days pays around 4 to 5%. That's hundreds of times better than a regular bank, and it's instantly accessible if you need it. Open one at Ally, Marcus, Wealthfront, or any reputable online bank. The whole process takes 10 minutes. Park your emergency fund there and forget about it. It's the foundation that lets everything else work. So now you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I actually pull this off when I'm working 40 hours a week and barely making rent? Glad you asked, because the final piece is the mindset shift that ties this whole thing together. Number 7, pay yourself first or die trying. I gotta be honest, most people get paid, pay everyone else, and then save whatever's left. Surprise, there's never anything left. Your money goes to the rent guy, the phone guy, the streaming guys, the food delivery guys, and then your bank account is gasping for air like a fish on a dock. Flip the entire script. The second your paycheck hits, the first thing that happens is money moves to your investment account. Automatically. Before you can even look at it. Before your brain can negotiate with itself. Before some Instagram ad convinces you that you need a $30 candle that smells like rain on a leather jacket. This is called paying yourself first, and it's the single most powerful psychological trick in all of personal finance. Because you're not relying on willpower. You're not relying on motivation. You're not relying on you being good this month. You're using automation, the same thing that makes Netflix steal your $15 even when you haven't watched a show in 4 months. Use the system against itself. Set up the auto transfer. Forget it exists. Live on whatever's left. In a year, you'll look up and realize you have more saved than your buddy who makes double your salary because he's been going to start saving next month for the last 7 months in a row. Here's the truth that's going to make a lot of people in the comments mad. Getting rich on a minimum wage salary isn't impossible. It's just slow. It's boring. It's unsexy. It involves 0 shortcuts, 0 hacks, 0 passive income while you sleep nonsense. It's a janitor putting $20 a week into the same boring index fund for 40 years and dying with $8 million. It's a teacher couple ignoring their raises until they can retire at 43. It's you, right now, opening a Roth IRA on your phone before you finish this video and putting in $4. The people who win this game aren't the smartest. They aren't the highest earners. They're the most patient. They're the ones who understood that wealth isn't a sprint. It's a slow cooker. You set it, you forget it. And one day you lift the lid and realize you've made something incredible. You don't need a higher salary. You don't need a side hustle. You don't need to manifest a Lambo. You need time, consistency, and the discipline to ignore your own dumb impulses for long enough that compound interest can do its weird, beautiful magic. If this video saved you from making a 30-year mistake, hit that subscribe button so the algorithm knows we're cooking. Drop a comment with the first dollar amount you're committing to invest this month, even if it's $1. Hell, especially if it's $1. We're starting a movement of broke kids who refuse to stay broke. And next up, I'm breaking down something even more dangerous. Because once you start saving, the next trap is much sneakier. It's called the millionaire next door illusion. And it's the reason your friends who look the richest are usually the most broke. We're tearing apart the 5 fake rich habits that are quietly destroying an entire generation and what the actually wealthy are doing instead. You're not going to want to miss it. I'll see you there.